Hey, what's happening, folks? Textboy91 here, and I'm back, yes, with these NFL Football Friday weekly picks. I took 2 weeks off unintentionally. The internet at the school was being very slow. Pretty much, it took like 180 minutes to upload one video about this length. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just wait. Go ahead and just wait until they fix a problem. And it seems the problem has been resolved, so I'm hoping this goes up on a Friday at a reasonable amount of time. Hopefully, it's not going to take 3 hours to upload this video, but it shouldn't. Well, let's get back to these NFL picks. And before I mention them, I'm using the Lawrence Taylor Halloween card in this game, so I'm not sure if he made a big impact out here. So I might be selling him. I didn't really like the way he played, plus I felt like Von Miller would be a better option at that price. Anyway, first game on the docket, we got the Panthers going to the Bucks, and like this video is recorded on a Wednesday, I more than likely, hopefully, the Panthers will win this game. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure Dream Cream will be out in this comment section hollering at me saying the Bucks got their first win against the sorry Panthers. So I'll probably end up knowing that regardless. But I'm hoping the Panthers win this game. Their defense is really good, and their offense has came into their own. While the Buccaneers are having a bunch of problems. Their quarterback's okay. He's not bad, but he's not that good. And their defense is weird. Like, they have a great high expensive defense, but they don't seem to be utilizing their personnel to their advantage. So it's kind of going to be, hopefully the Panthers win this game. As long as Cam Newton does not turn the ball over and the defense plays great, they should win this game. It's at Tampa, so I wouldn't be surprised they lose, especially because the Panthers are missing, like, I think 4 or 5 players might not play this week, so that might be an issue with Cam Newton going out there with limited weapons. I heard Steve Smith might not play, so Greg Olsen and a lot of guys in that defense. So hopefully the Panthers get this victory and the Buccaneers go to 0-8. I love watching the the Greg Schiano show fail. Like, I love watching him fail. It's just so funny to me. So now we're on to Sunday. We got the Bills going to New Orleans. And this is pretty much a loss. I think Thad Lewis is still starting for the Buffalo Bills, while the Saints, I believe, came off their off of their bye week, I want to say. And the Saints don't lose at home like the Seahawks don't. So it's pretty much going to be the Buffalo Bills going down to New Orleans and losing that game probably around maybe like 30-17, something like that. Just because the Bucks don't, not the Bucks, the Buffalo doesn't have a quarterback in EJ Manuel out there. They have Thad Lewis, who is not bad, but he's a practice squad quarterback. He went to Duke College, and that's why he went to Duke. He's not that great of a quarterback, but he did beat the Dolphins last week, so you never know what could happen. But I'm thinking the Saints to get this victory just because they're at home, and I'll be shocked if they lose this game. Now we got the Browns and the Chiefs, and the Chiefs' schedule keeps just getting easier. Right now, they're the best team in pro football, according to everybody that doesn't really watch them play at all. All they do is watch the box score. All they do is see the 7-0, and it's kind of hard to argue against the Chiefs because it's just the easiest argument in the world. All you gotta do is say scoreboard, and you can't say anything to argue back with it. It's not fair. But they're a terrible team. They pretty much only beat teams like they'll score 17 points on you, and then just pretty much just have their defense play great. Their defense is amazing. Their defense is really good. They're deserving of being the number one defense in the NFL, but their offense is so bad. Alex Smith is just a game manager. He wants to win games 17-0, 12-0. He wants to win games like that. He doesn't want to pretty much had to win a game himself. So now they're playing the Browns, who have a great defense. So he might have some struggles out there, but their offense is bad. Jason Campbell's getting a start this week, so I think he's gonna get sacked a lot. I don't have any faith in the Browns upsetting the Chiefs, especially at Arrowhead Stadium. So Chiefs go 8-0, and all of a sudden everybody's drinking that Chiefs Kool-Aid. Ridiculous, just ridiculous. Now we got the Cowboys traveling to Detroit. And this is going to be a really good game. This might be actually better than the game I was on TV with the Eagles and the Cowboys because I like the Cowboys offense and I like the Lions offense. But both defenses are pretty suspect. Cowboys have one good cornerback and Claiborne's coming into his own. While I don't even think I think the Lions just have a good defensive line. Their cornerbacks aren't that great, so it might be really high scoring. And you can just see probably Des Bryant and Megatron have big games, so it's gonna be really cool for fantasy that wise. And watching two great receivers play the game in their own ways that differ in a bit. So I want to say I want the Cowboys to win this game, but I have no reason to trust the Cowboys. They always like play well, then they lose the game in the last second. They beat the Eagles last week, but the Eagles didn't have a quarterback out there, and the Lions somehow lost to the Bengals after that Calvin Johnson catch was so amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the Cowboys actually win this game in Detroit, just because I have more faith in the Cowboys offense than I do in the one target offense with the Lions have only throwing to Calvin Johnson. So and I don't even know is Reggie Bush healthy. I don't even know if he's playing or not. So Cowboys win this game probably around 24-17, something around that score. Maybe if it's high scoring, maybe like 31-38. That'd be really nice to watch and really entertaining. Now we have the 49ers going to Jacksonville. And if you, it's funny because if you have a suicide pool and you keep getting the first pick, you could probably go undefeated if you just pick all Jacksonville's opponents. Because right now they're not winning this game. Jacksonville's the worst team in the NFL right now. They're not going to go 1-16. I hope. Hopefully they win the game sometime soon. But they are the worst team in the NFL right now, and the 49ers are going to go in there and blow them out. Colin Kaepernick has gotten a lot better since he's actually found some receivers to throw the ball to, and that defense is playing really, really well as well. While the Jacksonville Jaguars are still the Jacksonville Jaguars. And yeah, they're going to lose that game pretty handily, probably around like 25-28 to zip. I don't think they're going to score any points in that 49ers defense, especially with that no quarterback. They need to go sign Jeff Garcia or Tim Tebow or something like that, at least give their fans some hope. Now we got the Dolphins traveling all the way to New England. This is going to be probably the game of the week just because it's a big AFC East matchup. The Patriots just came off that BS loss against the Jets. The Dolphins just came off of a heartbreaking loss against the Buffalo Bills. And they went out and got Brian McKinney because their Dolphins offensive line is really bad. If you guys watched my Dolphins CCM, their offensive line was horrendous, and you had to upgrade it. Claybo was not that good. That's why the Falcons got rid of him. And Mario Williams had a big game against Ryan Tannehill, and he didn't play too well himself. So I like the Patriots defense to win this game mostly because they got some good cornerbacks, but they're all banged up. Like they got good linebackers and cornerbacks, but they're all banged up. Akeem Sleep might not play. Vince Wilfork or Tommy Kelly are out. Mayo's on IR. Like they have a lot of key injuries, which might allow the Dolphins to hang in this game. I don't think the Dolphins have anybody on their defense that can keep up with Tom Brady. They have a lot of speed out there, but they don't have a lot of guys that I believe that can guard Gronkowski one-on-one or can guard their receivers, who may be young, but they're a lot better than the Dolphins cornerbacks. So I'm thinking the Dolphins will lose this game, and mostly because their offensive line is not that great. And I feel like the Patriots' right ends will be able to get to them because Jonathan Martin's a turnstile, and what's his face? Then Tyson Clabo was like the 65th or 66th ranked offensive lineman on Pro Football Talk metrics, and they went out and got Brian McKinney, who's 65th worst offensive lineman. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in this game. But it's going to be probably a really tight scoring game, but the Patriots pull it out somehow. Now we got another NFC East matchup with the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles have not won a home game in forever. I think it's like 11 straight games lost home games, so the Eagle fans are rowdy. But Michael Vick's getting the start, and they should win this game. The Giants did get their first win against the Vikings, but the Vikings threw Josh Freeman out there with like 10 days of practice, so it wasn't that good to look for him. But the Eagles should get this victory just because Michael Vick's coming back into the game, and once he's a threat, LaShawn McCoy can be a bigger threat because he's not both of them can keep the ball. As long as he can stay healthy, not pull another hamstring, they should actually win this game against the Giants. Bad defense and the Giants bad offense. The Giants would have lost that game against Minnesota if a couple of those cornerbacks would have caught those interceptions for touchdowns if they had hands. Like them guys out there and they Madden nonsense dropping easy interceptions. So Eagles win this game. Giants fall to 1-7, I believe. That's a record will be after the end of this game. Now we're on to the New York fraudulent Jets. They are, I believe, 4-3. Beat the Patriots last week off of a bogus call. They've never been called ever, but it's football. Sometimes that stuff happens. But they're going all the way to Cincinnati, and they're not beating this team. They're not beating this team. The Cincinnati defense is just too good. They did lose Leon Hall to a torn Achilles, which does suck. That was their best cornerback. But the Jets just don't look that good to me. Like they had it, they don't look that good to me at all. Like they got gifted that game against the Patriots, and Geno Smith is hit and miss. He has good moments and he has bad moments, which is when it's bad, it's really bad. And I like the Bengals offense more like the Jets offense, and I like the Bengals defense more like the Jets defense. The Jets defense ain't no slouch themselves though. They got a good 4-man pass rush, but other than that, they have really limited cornerbacks and they have not really good linebackers, and they have pretty average safety. So I'm liking the Bengals win this game. Especially, who's going to guard AJ Green? Like Cromartie, but Cromartie, oh, it's going to be a good game though. It's going to be a good, probably competitive game. But I feel like the Bengals have a lot more firepower than the Jets can cover. So Bengals win this game. Now we have the Steelers traveling to Oakland, and the Steelers are going to go on a win streak. They're going to win like 10 straight games in a row. I'm hoping like they need to make the playoffs this year because I don't have faith in the Bengals being the team out of this conference to win it all. And the Steelers, I like watching Mike Tomlin succeed, so I think the Steelers will win this game, especially because they're playing the Raiders, so Raiders ain't that high of a prize. It is in Oakland, which is traveling from the West Coast to East Coast, which might make a time difference or something, but it's East Coast, West Coast, my fault, it's backwards. But I think that the Steelers will win this game. I think Ben Roethlisberger have a big game, so will Antonio Brown. That Raiders defense that everybody was talking so much stuff about earlier this season, saying, "Oh, it's so great, it's great defense, they're really really good." They're gonna get torn apart by Ben Roethlisberger and those receivers out there in Oakland. So Steelers win this game. I'm gonna say along the lines of maybe 21 to 10, 28 to 13, something along those lines. But hopefully Terrell Pryor has a big game because if he doesn't succeed, he will get benched faster than I. He'll just get benched so quickly, it'd be ridiculous. So hopefully the Steelers win, while Terrell Pryor shows his ass that game. And so now we have I believe this might be the game of the week. It might be this one or the next one. But the Redskins traveling to Denver. Denver came off that loss against the against the Colts last week, and everybody wanted to say Andrew Luck outplayed Peyton Manning. Not really. Luck had a really good game, but he kind of got gifted that game. A lot of bounces went the Colts' way, which is football, I guess you could say. But a lot of bounces went their way, such as the fumble that stayed in bounds. They didn't come out with Trent Holiday. Then Ronnie Hillman fumbled the ball at the 2-yard line. Like the game was coming down to like an epic finish, and Peyton Manning could have won the game. Andrew Luck could have won the game in the last second because if Peyton Manning would have scored a touchdown at that 2-yard line, it would have been a different ball game. It would have been like 37, 35, something like that, 30, 38, 36. It would have been a close game. It would have been enough time for Andrew Luck to get back down the field and score a touchdown and kick a field goal to win it. It would have been a really great game to watch but it came down to Hillman fumbling the ball, and then a Broncos defensive lineman being stupid enough to run into Andrew Luck after the fact, the play was over, gift him 15 yards, and the game was pretty much wrapped from there. So I think the Broncos will win this game against the Redskins. The Redskins' defense is terrible. I've been saying this from the get-go. If you guys don't believe me, go back and watch one of my videos. I have no idea which one it is, but I got an argument with Cullenberg about this on Twitter. It was not really a big argument, but it was just an argument. I was like, the Redskins' defense is not that good. He said, yeah, it is, man. They're going to be really good this season. They're going to win the NFC East, I believe he said. And don't quote me on that. And, yeah, they're terrible. They're just not good. They have no cornerbacks, and I don't care about D'Angelo Hall being thrown out there. He's not good. They have a nice two pass rushers in Kerrigan and Arakpo, but everybody else is not that great. And I feel like if they can't stop Peyton Manning's receivers, they're going to have to stop Peyton Manning himself, which might be possible because the offensive linemen for the Broncos aren't that great. So Peyton Manning could get sacked a lot this game, but I have the feeling the Redskins defense is going to let RG3 down. The Broncos win this game, especially in Denver. It's going to be a really high-scoring game, probably around 35 to 17. Now we have the Falcons at the Cardinals. This one's a battle of two teams who can turn the season around right here. I think the Falcons will win this game because I don't have faith in Carson Palmer. And the Cardinals' defense is really, really good, but Carson Palmer is not, and he's no longer the savior. He's always the savior every single year, and he might get another job next year. You never know. You might be end up going to the Browns if he doesn't work out here with the Cardinals. So Cardinals lose this game. Falcons win probably along the lines of, I'm going to say 17 to 14, something like that. Last second field goal by Matt Bryant. Now we have the Sunday night game with the Green Bay Packers traveling all the way to Minnesota. Josh Freeman gets the start. Hopefully he has a better performance this week against the Packers than he did against the Giants last week. So I'm hoping this extra week of practice helps him out immensely. I do have the Packers winning this game only because I feel like the Vikings offense is not that good. Plus the Vikings have a really, really bad passing defense. So Vikings will lose this game, and let's hope it's not Josh Freeman's fault. But Aaron Rodgers doesn't have really many targets to throw to. He's missing Jermichael Finley, I believe, Randall Cobb, and James Jones. So it's not going to be as a blowout as it once probably could have been. But I do see the Green Bay Packers winning this game. And our Monday night game, which is going to be a snooze fest, but it is an NFC West rivalry, which might make it even more competitive. We got the Seahawks going all the way to the Rams to play. And the reason it's going to be a snooze fest is because Sam Bradford's out for the year torn ACL, so he's not going to be quarterback behind there. I'm not sure who the backup quarterback is at all. Who's the backup quarterback for the Rams? That's a good guess. I don't know who he is. So without the $50 million man and Sam Bradford starting, Seahawks are going to be feasting on that rookie quarterback, whoever comes into the game, and they're going to be probably blowing them out at halftime. So that's going to be a pretty bad Monday night game. They should implement the flex schedule for Monday night games so we can get a competitive game. Like maybe we can watch the Redskins, Broncos on Monday night, or maybe watch the Patriots, Dolphins on Monday night instead of watching the Seahawks and Rams. But hey, those are my picks for this week. I'm probably going to be wrong majority of the time because I'm not sure what my track record is during these picks, but I feel like I'm wrong like 99% of the time because I'm always picking the logical choice is somehow to get upset, or I don't know, I feel like I'm always wrong, but you never know. Like I always say, if I pick against your team, I apologize. Hey, don't get mad at me, leave hate mail. And if you're a Chief fan, your team sucks. I'm sorry. You have an easy schedule. You haven't played anybody with a good quarterback other than Cowboys, and that was your defense got shredded apart by Tony Romo. So I'm thinking The Chiefs will lose again. Chiefs are going to go 13-3 or 12-4 this season. They're not going to beat the Broncos, and they're not going to beat the Chargers, I don't believe. And they're going to lose to the Colts. So they're going to go probably 12-4 this season, and they're going to make the playoffs, and they're probably going to get bounced out in the first round. So you Chiefs fans, you suck on that. I'm thinking to the future. But this game was pretty competitive. Our opponent was not that great, but our team played down to the competition. This was a play of the game. If he would have got out of bounds, he probably could have beat me. He probably would have got a touchdown, went for 2 points because he had a timeout. He had it saved up. So kind of got lucky there. We got the victory. This is my first victory in all Madden tier this season. I keep getting bounced out every time before I make the playoffs. So hopefully I get to Super Bowl for you guys in this tier and get some of these Halloween packs popping. But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to drop it a like. And if I picked against your team once again, I'm sorry. I had to do it. I'm out. This is Mother Bleeper. Peace.